Hey, I must in here a little bit early. I gotta do the sharing so everybody gets a chance to see this, so just give me a second while I share this. Come in early if you want to. All right. Hey, Crystal. What's up? How you been? Long time no see, no hear from, huh? Glad you caught me on the Facebook. I'm just over here getting ready to go live. Explain a little couple things that I learned in this book that I chose, Who Moved My Cheese. So if you want, just come in and kick it for a second. And I'm going to be, just editing some notes. And we're going to get it started. We got about 6 minutes. So don't mind me, I'm doing good. You see, I'm doing this right now just for funds. Wife took the baby out to her grandmother's for a little while. So I'm going to get some time to do this. And then we're just going to chill out, One of my passions here, reading. I picked it up a while ago, and I like sharing. So that's what it is. Going to take some notes. Right? Let me hit you with that. How you been? What you been up to, though? I do recognize that there's about a minute delay between what you guys will type and what I see and my answer to it. So as a group, we're going to work that out. Right. Raising the kids, 19, 16, 15 now. You're doing it, though. Everything's good with them, though. If everything's good with them, you're doing a good job, So give yourself a hand for that one. Shoot. You've been in it for some years now. I got me a 3-year-old. He act like he own everything. What up, Eddie? Hope everybody wants to bring something to the table. You know what I mean? Bring something to the dinner table. We're getting ready to start up in about 5 minutes. Hope everybody's excited as I am. This has, been a little passion of mine. I know, Eddie, you know about it. I'm glad they're good, Crystal. I'm glad they're good because, raising young boys these days is tough. I apologize to my mama every day. Every chance I get to see her. I'm so sorry. I know I was tripping. All right, I'm out here doing it. I'm doing it for us, Eddie. I'm doing it for us. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting for people to come in. I said we'll start at 4, so I'll start at 4. I hope everybody is enjoying their Sunday. Anybody got anything exciting planned for the week? Whew. Let me show you my book. Look at that. Note it all up. I got notes. I don't really like writing in my books, so I take a lot of notes, and I use my little Post-it note game. Yeah, I went through it, guys. I read this book probably amount of 6 times, just trying to dig everything I could out of it. I was mining it for all that it was worth. I did what I could. I'm going to share what I know, how I felt about it, and see if we can go from there. All right, guys? Let me see here. Everybody's good, though? You guys wouldn't understand. Ooh, this bow tie was giving me troubles. But I'm glad everything's working out. I want to be sharp at 4 o'clock so everybody can come on in. If you're going to catch this, if you're catching this on the replay, I appreciate you guys bearing with the first 5 minutes or so. This is me being early. I like to be early instead of being on time, because then on time means you're late. We don't want to live like that. We want to be on time. We want to be early. I hope everyone is enjoying the weekend again. Probably should have mentioned this earlier. To those who are watching this on the video, you're going to have to sit about 5 minutes of me just chilling. 5.5 minutes of me just chilling. I got on early so I can have some time to make sure everything is right for you guys. And I think everything is right. I do have my notes. I told myself I'm not going to use any notes. I know this story. I read it so many times, but there were so many things I wanted to hit on. I got me some notes here, so I'm going to be glancing down at that every now and then. I won't be drawing right from there. It's more like, just ideas, things that I wanted to be reminded of. We don't want to take up too much time. So it is 3:59. The clock is ticking. We're going to go ahead and start in. I want to say welcome. I want to say thank you to everyone that has shown up. I want to say good morning, good evening, and good night. So I capture everyone that is involved with this video production. Everyone who's watching at home, I want to say thank you. If you're listening to this through maybe some sort of audio podcast, I want to say thank you again. I'm very grateful that I get a chance to use this platform that Facebook has provided me to speak to my friends, basically. I have a passion for reading books, and I love to disseminate information amongst people, but I don't always get a chance to talk to people when I want to about the books and things that I read or the things that I learn. So here gives me a platform where I can live interact with my friends who give me some feedback and some interaction. Or if not, you guys can catch this video later on and see if it offers you anything of value. I hope it does, because the book I chose to read and to discuss was Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson, one of the great books out there in the, I guess it would be the self-help category, but it's definitely an amazing guide to how to deal with change in your life, in your family, in your workspace, in your career. This is one of the better books. You want to make sure you get this and read it often and be thorough with it. Take notes as I did. You see, I've got my notes here. I want to start out by saying this is a very good book. It was well read. It was written very easily for us to understand. It was almost written for maybe children to understand. It's so simple a concept that Dr. Spencer broke it down for us in such a way that we have to kind of build it back up. So what I got from it is there's a maze. Okay, the maze is a metaphor for life. What happens in this maze is there's four little people. No, there's four characters. 2 little people and 2 mice. Okay, there's Hem and Ha, the little people, and then there's Sniff and Scurry, the mice. And what we're dealing with here is a instincts versus complexity, simple versus complex. It's the mice and their instincts into finding the cheese in this maze versus Hem and Ha's human ability to think through problems to get to their cheese. And in the book, if you read it, cheese means different things to different people. The mice, obviously, it's nourishment. For Hem and Ha, it's various things of success, power, influence, and things of that nature. So as we read the book, you kind of get that understanding between Hem and Ha and how they react. Okay, these characters, every day, they get up and do the same routine like many of us do. Okay, these guys get their jogging suits on. All 4 of them put on the running sneakers, and they hit the maze running every day in search for the cheese. Right, and this maze has dead sides and dead ends and dark corridors and things that are frightening. But Hem and Ha, they use their brains to think things through. They calculate, where they've been and to where they're going. Sniff and Scurry, they use their instincts. Sniff uses his powerful nose to sniff out which direction the cheese is, and Scurry uses his fearlessness and his ability to go right for something to lead the way. Now they get lost, as everyone does in the maze, but that's how they operate. So we use complex thinking versus instincts. Now, these guys do this daily. So when you do something, you find some sort of success. And these guys found success in Cheese Station C. Plenty of cheese, more cheese than you can think of. Hem and Ha were like, you know what? Fist bump, buddy. We did it. We got all the cheese we'll ever need. While Sniff and Scurry, when they showed up, it was a different story with them. Now, those guys decided to hang their shoes around their neck and be ready for action at any time. So just because they found some success, they didn't rest on their laurels. They decided to go ahead and keep up with what they had got to do in order to get more cheese. So as time goes by, if you read the story, the cheese disappears. Somebody moved the cheese. Him and Ha are distraught. Okay. And then you have Snip and Scurry, who've been paying attention to their surroundings for so long. When the cheese left, Sniff just sniffed it on out and said, we know we got to go. And Scurry was right with them. We got to go. What him and Ha did is exactly what their name says. They hem and hawed about the whole thing. They were surprised. They were devastated. It was as if you lost your job. These characters moved their entire situation, their livelihood, around this cheese that they found. They moved their homes closer. They stopped wearing their running shoes, and then they just got complacent. And that's what a lot of us do. I think that's what Dr. Spencer was trying to highlight, our complacency. And well, he did a good job, because halfway through the book, I want to scream at Ha. Matter of fact, I think I was like, leave him alone. Him was so stuck in his ways. He was so jolted by the loss of the cheese, because him and Ha, him and Ha actually surrounded their entire being around the cheese, not seeing that the inventory was getting smaller and whatnot. And we do that a lot in our life. You know, we don't take a look at what's going around us. As soon as we reach the goal, we think we're there, and we begin to rest. And we don't update our resume as often as we should. We don't shoot out that extra text or that extra email like we should, because we're resting on our laurels. We've done good. We've done the work. This is our reward, but we don't realize that there's more afterwards. Make a long story short, our guy Ha decides to take it upon himself to look at himself in a new light, and decides to take a good laugh at himself and look at what him and Ha were doing in the situation. Is they were stubbornly clinging to what was instead of moving with the cheese. You know what I'm saying? They sat there for so long that they began to get weak in spirit. They haven't eaten. They got weak in body. They got weak between their friendships, because they kept arguing, because they weren't getting anywhere. They were just hoping and wishing and demanding that someone return their cheese to their station. Didn't happen. Well, Ha did. He took a good look at himself and said, you know what, brother? You need to make a change, because there's no cheese here. All right. And there's cheese out there in the maze, and we know it. So Ha left, you know, and Ha took upon himself not just go through the maze. It was a journey through himself, if you so to speak. He took it upon himself to learn more about his fears and what was really out there than what was in his mind. He took it upon himself to take action, and action moving forward is one of the greatest things we can do. And as he went forward through this story, I'm glancing down at my notes. As he went through his maze, he ended up learning more about himself, but also finding the greatest amount of cheese he could find. Yeah, it's a spoiler. It's not a book report. This is just us having a conversation. If anyone has anything to add to it, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We can discuss it as we go along, but I spoiled it for you. Yes, if you didn't read the book, he finds another amount of cheese, which is amazing. The biggest stash of the most different kinds of cheeses that he could ever think of. And who was there already? Sniff and Scurry. It was the instincts that led him to them. But that's another topic. What we're going to get into is the principles that Ha had learned and that what was shared to us throughout the story. And I'm not going to highlight all of them, because there's about 14, and I don't want to destroy it for anyone else. I want anyone else to be able to discuss it or to discover these principles on their own as they read. But I do want to highlight some of the better ones that I think all of us can relate to. And the first one is having cheese makes you happy. Now, we can relate that to having a good job, okay? Having that good apartment or that nice car, or you've accomplished that one goal. It should make you happy. If you put the work in, like him and Ha and Sniff and Scurry did, you're going to find that reward is a good thing. It should make you happy. If we agree, you know what I'm saying? Give me a thumbs up. But it's definitely appropriate to believe that having cheese makes you happy. And they've discovered that in the story. And I think I related that. What happens next, one of the other principles I found to be of value is how throughout the maze would leave sayings on the wall. And these sayings would let you know how he was feeling at that time or that moment in the maze. And what happened was he left this one on the wall. This is a good one. What would you do if you were not afraid? Okay. I've been asking myself this question. I hope you guys going forward ask yourself this question. What would you do if you were not afraid? Would you start a book club podcast? Would you try to, I don't know, buy that house? Would you apply for that promotion? What would you do if fear wasn't in your life? And Ha found out what he would do if fear wasn't in his life. And it's throughout these pages in this book where he discovers more of himself by conquering those fears than staying in a cheeseless station seat with him. Him stayed there. He remained there. Even when Ha would come back and check on his man and be like, hey, bro, there's cheese out here. I need you to come with me so we can go enjoy this cheese. And that's when I began to get frustrated with Ha, because I'm like, man, him ain't changing. You need to leave him alone. You need to go forward. But again, that's another topic, another discussion. Another potent point of view or perspective that he had was imagining yourself enjoying new cheese leads you to it. I can agree with that. I can attest with that. I was imagining myself doing this months ago. And up until this very moment, I had it in my mind. Like, what am I going to look like? What am I going to sound like? Am I going to be intelligent? Am I going to have anything of value to lend? And I think I did. The quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese. That's one of the greatest principles in this particular book is that once you let go of old behavior, when you let go of old ideas, when you let go of old baggage, you open yourself up to receive new information, new endeavors, new memories you get to create. So that's what I think he means by when the quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese. And I totally agree with that. I'm going to serve you up one last little tidbit here. I'll leave it open for some comments and questions. The last principle is move with the cheese and enjoy it. We all know that we all have goals, but life is a process. And that's part of what this book highlighted to me was life is a process. Life is a maze. And if you do good in this maze, you're going to find that there's secrets in this maze that you never would have found if you just stayed in your comfort zone. You got to get out. You got to reach and you got to stretch and you got to make it your own. And then the universe will reward you with greater goods and gold and riches that you've ever imagined. I believe it. And that's why I think this particular book has done so well over the years, because it hit that nerve for people that said, change is the only thing that's constant. Your cheese is going to move. The best thing you can do is move with the cheese. Great book. That's what I took from it. I don't want to keep everybody here too long. I gave you guys a 5-minute waiting period, so I do apologize for that. But if there's any comments or discussions you guys want to have, feel free to leave them in the comments. We can get into it. If there's any principles that I didn't choose to highlight and you guys want to talk about them right now, feel free to jump on in with those, and I can give you my take on what I found in it. If not, we can continue the conversation offline. You guys are obviously part of the group. I do appreciate all of you guys coming through to this. It warms my heart to see that I got 5 people watching this. I didn't think anybody was going to watch it. To be honest, I thought it would be me making a video. I appreciate everyone for showing up for this dream of mine. I appreciate it. This is my dinner. So if there's anything you guys want to chime in with, I do hope you guys found some value. I do hope you guys share this. I do hope you guys help me create Sunday dinner to the point to where it's something that no one can ignore. I want everyone to be able to enjoy reading, getting their pages, filling it through their fingers, sniffing the pages. Everything doesn't have to be digital. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys for coming through and being part of this movement. And we're going to do it again the last Sunday of every month, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know you guys got things to do on Sunday, but I swear to God, next time it'll be about 15 minutes of your day. We'll have an information exchange. Again, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for this very first completed episode, guys. I moved with the cheese, and here I am talking to you guys. I appreciate you guys with much love from me and my family. And if there's no other comments, questions, or concern, I want to say good evening, good night, and have a very, very blessed week. And thank you for joining me for my Sunday dinner.